All right. I think I'm live here. I don't know. I'm checking it out. Using StreamYard again. Good evening, everybody. If you haven't met me, my name is Bob Turner. We had a bunch of new members this past week. And hang on, I'm just trying to get Instagram going. So I'll be live there as well. YouTube too. Looks like we got it. Anyway, yeah. So it took me 3 weeks to figure this shit out, but we got it. And raised the computer up a little bit tonight, trying to get that level. It's not working so good, but anyway. But well, thanks for tuning in. Let me get the shake out of this. Close enough. That'll drive Mitchell nuts. This is backwards too. Let me see if I can get that. That's better. That was driving my OCD nuts. Anyway, welcome to the summit. Some of you guys are new. I appreciate you being here. I say some of you guys are new. We kind of went on a push to get some more people involved, and under the category of just if you don't ask for it, you don't get it. Started reaching out to people and just saying, hey, who do you know that could benefit from being part of the summit community? And a bunch of people invited people, and damn, we're closing in on 1,100 members now. So that's pretty cool. So posting more, trying to do more positive stuff in the group, be a little more visible and make sure people know that it's just not your average Facebook group. It is a private group. And you can find it now on Facebook. I had it set so you couldn't even find it before. So, if you guys you're in the group and you're taking something from it, all I ask is open up the group and go to that invite button and push it out to 10, 15 friends, people that you know and think might benefit from being here. So we don't do a ton in the free group, but I try to post every day. Encourage other people to do as well. And if nothing else, we can be that something positive that shows up when we turn Facebook on. So anyway, I'm using StreamYard. So if you're using Facebook, you have to just go to StreamYard and follow the link and give StreamYard permission to use your name. So like somebody said hi, but I don't know who it is. So we'll see how that goes. There can be a little bit of a complication with that. But yeah, so super excited. Like I said, I think closing in on 1,100 people in the group, which is awesome. Like I said, you gotta ask what you want, right? Give you an example of that. Yesterday, I did a Facebook post about, wanting to speak more and get out and do some public speaking, and whether it's motivational speaking or talking on leadership or goal setting or whatever. Rather than me just sitting here at the house and going, geez, I kind of like to speak a half a dozen times this year. I just did a Facebook post and I put 4 or 5 pictures in and said, hey, the way to speak more is to actually speak more. And, that was me asking for speaking opportunities and saying, hey, who do you know? And guy reached out. One of the guys I know from the contractor fight group, Bubba Hogan, reached out and said, hey, you want to come to Memphis? So, or somewhere in that area. So they're going to do they do some quarterly meetings, or they're going to be, and asked if I'd like to come out and do a talk. So I was pumped. So that was pretty good. But it just made me realize, like, if you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. And I was talking to my friend Anthony the other day, and I said, build it and they'll come. And he said, no, not good enough to build it and have it come. That you got to build it and tell them about it. So that was pretty cool. The podcast is on fire. We're bringing back a guy tomorrow that was on one of my first few podcasts, Jamie Logan. And he's a guy that struggled with Parkinson's disease for the last few years. And he's just an inspirational dude. And he's fighting it with all he's got. He's going to the gym every day, working through it and doing what you can with it. He's a young guy. He's not quite 50. And so he's going to be on. We're going to do it right here at the house. So I've got a new little podcast set up over here. And can't wait to share that with you guys. Ryan Brown was here the other day. We shot it kind of a more social, just getting together type of podcast where we hit things like mindset and mental toughness, talked about coaching. He coaches kids, and talked about specialization in sports early and all that kind of stuff. And he's a great friend of mine and a wealth of knowledge on all that kind of stuff. So that was fun. Shot a podcast with Chris Welton, the guy. I don't know what I did with the book. It's over on my shelf. Actually, Ryan took it with him to read it. I think. I hope he did. And Chris Welton wrote a book called One Jordan, where he took the I think it was Brad Lee that had the concept of sending one Jordan sneaker to somebody that you want to make a high level connection with, and send them a note and say, hey, reach out to me, give me 15 minutes of your time, and I'll send you the other shoe. So pretty cool. So he talks about all the connections that he's made with that. And then I connected with a guy named Luke House today, and he's actually he's local to me. And Luke does a lot of cool stuff with counseling, grief counseling, and has a property called House in the Woods that he's involved in up in Lee, Maine. So talking about doing some things for veterans and all that kind of stuff. So it seems like the more I get out and see people, the more I run into that kind of stuff. So everybody's doing that kind of thing. So, okay, let's go big time moves. So yeah. All right. It must be Mitchell. I bet that's Mitchell that said that. It just says Facebook user. So you got to give StreamYard permission to use your name. Otherwise, I don't know who said it. So this is what I've done here, guys, is used a platform where I can broadcast, if you will, to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all at the same time. But it does have a couple of things that you got to work through. So I just got done with the Coach to Coaches program with Ben Newman and his group, and pretty fired up about that because I'm now a Ben Newman certified coach. So I'm one of 50 people that he's put his name on and kind of given the blessing to say, okay, I trust you guys. I know you're good with people. I know you're going to take care of people when they come to you. So I continue to work on my game at a high level. So I'm hopeful that helps attract clients and people to the group, to the summit group, to our private coaching group, small group coaching platform, which I call the Peak. We also have the Edge Mastermind still going on, which is really cool. Had a great call yesterday. People just come away from that empowered and psyched up and ready to run through a wall. So I always get messages after those calls and people just having a blast. So, and tonight we've got our Peak group call, and we're going to talk about the accountability mirror. So that's something that you've heard probably from David Goggins, and he's kind of a badass. So we're going to talk about that and just kind of what people think about accountability, whether you need it, whether you gravitate to it, whether you give people accountability or you take it, whatever. So we're going to kick that around in our call. So let me see if I can invite some people on here. I don't know how to do this, but stream. I'm just messing around with this tonight, guys, so bear with me. Let me see here. I wish I could see. I don't know how to use this as well as I should, but if you're watching on Facebook, make a comment. Just say who you are, and I could see that. So I got this computer up on a stand tonight, so just trying some different things. Bear with me. Trying some different things with lights. Late afternoon cup of coffee. So been having some good calls with my Coach to Coaches counterparts, and we've actually kind of continued the program on our own. We call it the Coach to Coaches alumni. So hey, Steven, how you doing, buddy? And we're gonna do a call once a month, so just to make sure everybody's kind of on track and doing the same thing. I'm looking over my shoulder. This is backwards at that book called Worthy by Jamie Kern-Lima. This is just the cover, but Wendy's into this pretty heavy right now. And this is a great book, not just for women either. So this is fantastic. If you guys haven't picked that up, grab a copy of that. I'm reading Tim Grover's Winning right now. Just started that. And what else have I got here? I got a stack of books, dude. Like I got to read. So always reading stuff. I'm trying to. Problem is I'm so tired when I go to bed that I just the book falls asleep on my face. I fall asleep with a book on my face. So a couple of things I've heard today in the last couple of days, more so like dealing with that adversity. Like don't get too high, don't get too low. Stay neutral. Try to stay in the middle. That's one of the things I want to share with you guys. Great thing I heard today is, have you given yourself permission to go all in yet? And we talked about that on our call yesterday on our mastermind. Hey, Roy, how you doing, buddy? Have you given yourself permission to go all in yet? And we talked about that. And, so I think so many people want to kind of do their thing or do, go all in on their side hustle. And one of the questions I asked was, what would have to happen for you to do that? and I don't think people really ask that question, that they think, well, maybe I'd like to do this someday. Maybe I'd like to do that someday. What would have to happen for you to do that? Write it down. Start checking the boxes. And you might be closer to it than you think. All right. Whether it's quitting that corporate job or starting that side hustle or moving or picking up, doing whatever you want to do. We get one trip around this track, guys. And I always say I'm not going to be looking for any change back when I'm done. So I'll still owe my mother $40,000 though. That's just from high school. So what else did I learn this week? Things I write down. It starts with you. I'll write anything I hear on a call. I'll just write it down. It starts with you, and it truly does. We'll talk about that tonight with the accountability. But whether you need accountability from someone else or whether you give someone accountability, it all starts with you. Break down and attack the disciplines that have made you successful to date. Right? I heard this in a story on a Ben Newman call today. He was talking about one of his clients and struggling a little bit, and just said, what has made you successful at the times when you've been most successful in life? And if you're struggling, get back to that. Take a minute, think, well, when were things going great and why? What was I doing then? Oh, I was eating right. I was getting plenty of sleep. I was drinking a lot of water. I was working out on a regular basis. Okay, maybe get back to that, right? So we talked a lot about Prize Fighter Day. If any of you guys want to talk about that, hit me up. I'll send you some stuff. Other things I've heard in the last couple of weeks, discipline, intentionality. Hadn't heard that word in a while, intentionality. That's my word for the year, is intentional. Like everything I'm going to do this year, I want to be intentional. I'm doing it for a reason. I'm not wasting time on things that don't serve me or that I'm not interested in. And I've had to kind of be careful because Wendy and I have been talking, a couple of times. I just she's like, you just checked out, didn't you? I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. But I try to be a little bit better. She goes, I could literally tell when you were done talking, done listening. So I have to be careful about that. So be careful in your relationships with that. But give a hard stop to stuff that doesn't serve you guys. Get away from it. It doesn't like what are you doing? I got a big TV upstairs. I got one down here. I don't really even turn them on. I'm doing stuff, I'm doing stuff. I'm looking at, I'm writing all these notes. I'm doing stuff, I'm hammering through, getting better on me, getting better about being me. All right. One of the things I heard on one of Ben's calls recently, we talked about touching the line, and guys remember suicides or wind sprints in basketball, and were you one of the guys or girls that actually touched the line every time, or did you kind of just go a couple inches from it and throw your hand at it? I always hit the line. I always try to touch the floor on the other side of the line. You've heard that expression, run through the line. One of the I was on a call with Sean O'Brien, one of Ben's right-hand man, and he was saying, talk about being in a triathlon and kind of seeing a guy cutting this I can relate to. They have the buoys out on the swim, you get close to the buoy and you always see that one or two people cut the corner. And I would be swimming along going, how do these people sleep at night? How can you just cut a corner like that and then run across the line like you gave the same effort everybody else did? Something else I heard this week, comparison is the thief of joy. Changing the lens of comparison from external to internal view. All right. And looking at it internally, what's my sense of progress? How am I doing? Don't worry about what everybody else thinks. That external lens. I always say you control the narrative, control your own narrative, define your own script, right? You're writing your own story, guys. Make it a good one, right? I love flipping through my notes that I've done for the last couple of weeks. I always get some good stuff. Great book, The 4 Agreements. I got to read that. Guy that I work with on my branding, Trey, recommended that to me. And what keeps popping up is The Untethered Soul, that book. And I started that book, and I just have such a hard time with it. So if anybody else has read that and wants to say what they think of it, put it in it's Untethered Soul. Seemed a little bit woo-woo at the front end of it, but I was like, come on, let's go. It might have been because I was listening to it, on Audible or something like that. But substance versus action. Consistency of action. We went through an audit process with that. Yeah, so done a bunch of stuff. Keep on working. You know, I get on these calls during the week and I pick things up. I try to share them out with you guys, or they might be what's behind my post, or kind of take it, put a little bit of a twist to it. And each week I have to come up with a topic for my Thursday night call. And I try to do just enough speaking on the front end so it creates a group discussion. And that's kind of fun because then everybody else kind of becomes the coach and I just kind of sit and facilitate, which is nice. But I do try to bring a little fire at the front of the call. I'm loving my mastermind call because we put one person on the hot seat and they come with their challenge. Everybody asks a question, not one question, as many as they want, like probing questions, clarifying questions. We go around and then we go back around and everybody offers feedback. I get to come at the end, and I love that part because I get to take everybody's feedback and kind of boil it down and give this person 2 or 3 takeaways. So so they can come back to the group in a couple of weeks. We meet twice a month. They can come back to the group in a couple of weeks and say, yeah, I did this, and this, and this worked, and those 2 didn't, or whatever. What do you think I should do? And you've got 4 or 5 other people in there with relatable experience. We've got contractors, we got a financial planner, we got real estate, we got all kinds of different professions in the mastermind. So it's not just it's more of a boiling pot of entrepreneurial minded people, entrepreneurial and intrapreneurial people too. You don't have to own your own business to jump in the mastermind. You could be a high level person at your own company trying to do more and want to get more out of life and just join the mastermind. So if you have interest in that, reach out to me. I had a question here. Yeah. Do the right thing. Most important thing. Pouring into your relationships. I ask the people on my peak call all the time. I call them the team. I ask the team. Yeah, Atomic Habits. That's a great book. James Clear. In fact, I like it so much. These are the books that I buy. These are my note books. Like this is where all the stuff that I pick up, whether it's on my call with Chris Dwyer, or it's a Ben Newman call, a Sean O'Brien call, something in my coach to coaches group, things that I get from podcasts. I got a stack of stuff now that I haul around the house, 3 or 4 books that I got all my shit in. And I love it. When I'm thinking of, that rang a bell, I got to go through that. Oh yeah, we did talk on that. Yeah. Go down through that. Anyway, lost my train of thought because somebody commented, "Let's go, Bob, paving the way, brother." Yeah, guys, do uncomfortable things. This isn't always comfortable. Try different things. Get out there. Wendy is doing she's what's it called? Motivate Her Mindset. She's doing an event on Thursday night. She's part of an event that's being put on locally here at the Italian Heritage Center in Portland. So they're getting a bunch of ladies up there on stage to speak about, whatever it is, limiting beliefs or self-loathing or, dealing with, different illnesses, cancer, benefits to try for a cure. So if you know me, you know Wendy, you can get connected, reach out. I think they still have tickets. I'm going to go. I'll probably hope I'm not the only guy there, but should be fun. And it's going to be really fun watching her. On her list of things to do this year was speak once somewhere, be involved in an event somehow. So she's checking that box on Thursday night. I'm super proud of her. And she's really touched a lot of people with her blog. If you haven't checked that out, I'll put it in the link here after, because I don't want to mess this live up. I'll write it in the link after. It's a hard hitting blog. She just comes right at you with stuff. So, when I write down, it sits harder in my head. So so check that out. And she's super excited to be going to this event and taking part in it with some other ladies that have been doing some great things. So it's gonna be cool. Anyway, so I think this worked tonight. StreamYard. What I don't see how to do is invite. Let me see here. If I copy that, guests can stream to this to their own destinations. Guys, bear with me. I'm just messing around here. So tell Wendy, great job on the blogs. I will. I'm not getting any names on the comments, so I can't commiserate with you guys like I normally like to. And I got to figure out how to, invite somebody, how how to invite them to the chat. I don't know that I can when I'm using StreamYard. I think I can. We'll figure it out. But this actually is pretty good. So it works. I'm able to do it on my laptop instead of trying to do a live on my phone, and then I got to have my earbuds in. So anyway, this has been fun. We got 6:34 now. Anybody got a question? Seeing what's up. Looks like Terry's here. Daniel Rowe is here. Great to see you, brother. Yeah, throw your name in if you're here, because I see a bunch of people on here, and I don't know how to. I'm trying, guys. Yeah. So anyway, did a walk today. Got a walk in. Staying moving. Let me know how you guys are moving around. Yeah. So Mark B, try someone younger. Figure that shit. Right. Yeah. You know, I miss having a teenager in the house because I could just go, here, Bailey, just fix this and make it go. So what are you doing later, Bob? I think I know who that is. It better be. Don't make me blush now. All right. What's happening, guys? Talk to me. One of the things I hear a lot from Ben is in his group is pounding the stone, and the story of the stone cutter's creed, I guess it is, where they see the guy pound the stone one time and it falls apart, and he says, "Wow, that guy's really strong." No, you didn't see the other 999 times he pounds it. So, how are you pounding the stone? Are you showing up every day? You're doing your very best every day, pounding the stone, right? It's got to be every day too, guys, because it's like, some days just suck, and you're like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, right? You got to keep going. You got to, they grind. Well, yeah, grind, but grind with a purpose, right? Yeah, I'll tell Wendy, great job on the blogs. I can't see who's who. So grind with a purpose. I saw a quote the other day. It said, trust the process. Yeah, trust the process, but attack the process, right? Yeah, be like water. I like that one. The first time I heard that was from Tom Reber at the contractor fight, and be like water, running over the stone, just wearing it, just never going away. Be like water. Keep showing up. That's what I always tell people. Just keep showing up. Whether you're training, whether you're going to the gym, whatever, keep showing up. We were talking today on our walk about accountability a little bit, and here's a question. Like, if you have a couple people that you go to the gym with every day at 5 a.m. or 5:30, and let's say they text you at 4:30, both of them within 5 minutes, and say they're not going to be there. Do you go to the gym? Or do you go, I think I'll sleep another 20 minutes. I'm not going to the gym today. So are you accountable to yourself? Are you accountable to them? Who's motivating who, right? So like I said, it's got to start with you. You got to do your thing. I was talking to another guy this past week who was struggling a little bit, and good sized dude, it's just kind of down. And I said, listen, if I had your size and your resume, I would walk into a room chest first, walk into a room, people can see your neck, right? And he goes, oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah. And I said, you're just a good sized guy. You got a lot of confidence, hell of a resume. Own that shit, right? Guys, we're all better, a little bit better than we think we are, right? Give yourselves a little bit of credit. Stop with the condescending self-talk all the time. And it seems like even since COVID, it's been a little bit worse. Everybody's kind of like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Guys, you got to give it hell. Show up and let her rip every day. All right. Go F some shit up. Let's go. So anyway, if you've seen, if you've been in the Summit group, if you're new to the group, you've seen us post a lot, please jump in. Like I said, introduce yourself. There's a thread there for introducing yourself. There's a couple of videos up at the top of the page that say, try to explain like what I'm up to here. There's no magic to it. It's really just putting a zero cost private group out there where people can come and come away in a better spot, and there's so much negativity out there on the interwebs, as they say, that it's good to just get on and know you're going to get picked up. Well, no, you could say, hey, this is one of my wins. I'm going to throw it at you. This is what I did yesterday. We had Tom McIntyre posted his stuff yesterday. He's squatting 140 pounds. 140 pounds may not be a lot of weight to some people, but to other people, it might be twice what they can lift. Throw it on there. Make no assumptions. because you may not realize who you're helping. It was a while back. I'd write a blog about my races, and yeah, be your biggest fan. I'd write a blog about my races, and more just because I like to write, and I also wanted to kind of memorialize the event, so I could go back years later and say, "Oh yeah, that was a great time. We had a great race." Um, but I didn't really think anybody was reading them or listening, until I run into somebody, whether it be in the grocery store or at a race or at an event. Hey, I really liked your blog. I'm like, didn't know you read it. So not everybody's watching, but a lot of people, not everybody's commenting, but a lot of people are paying attention. And kids are too. So the saying in our group is little eyes are watching. So what you're doing matters. It doesn't matter where you're starting from, as long as you're showing up every day and pounding the stone, right? Being like water, being your own biggest fan. So, guys, you got to believe in yourself. I think one of the things I said last week is I believe in you, and I do. I believe anybody can do anything they want to do, right? So don't come to me with something if you don't want to walk away charged up, empowered, and ready to go. All right. The person we had on our mastermind yesterday, she she sent me a note today and said, literally didn't sleep last night. I was so fired up about everything I got from the call. Okay. So if you show up here, you're going to leave invigorated, provoked, inspired, called out on your shit, and we expect the same from you. So if you be part of the community, jump in, don't be shy. Say who you are, what you're up to, where you work, where you're from. We've got people from all over the country in the summit. And I'm thankful for the people that have invited. So you guys that jumped on here late, do me a favor tonight, open up the summit Facebook group, go to the invite link. And if you see people on there that like, geez, I think they'd really enjoy that, or wow, they'd be a good addition to the group. Bang, 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 bang. Invite. My next goal is 2,000. I want to try to get to 5,000 people in this group. Probably my goal should be 10, 15,000. Let's start with 2,000. All right. Take care, Daniel. Got to run, Bob. Love what you're doing. Keep paving the way. You're an inspiration. Thank you. I appreciate that, Daniel. It's been good. We got to get on a call sometime. Got to know Daniel a little bit in our coach to coaches group. So they're touching off another one of those groups today. Very soon. They had a call about it today. So pretty cool to be able to get a back behind the scenes look at how one of the top 5 performance coaches in the world runs their business. So that's where I'm coming from on this. I really enjoy what the core values and what Ben brings to the table is that never quit mentality, never finish, showing up every day, giving your very best every day. And I'll admit, there's days I just don't get there, but we get up the next day and we give it hell. I was telling Wendy last night, I just feel like I haven't had a lot of energy lately. I have a lot of get up and go. She's like, I think you're going all the time. So sometimes it's just about perspective. We got to give ourselves a little bit of a break on that, right? So I always say you don't have to try to boil the ocean. If you're you got some weight to lose, or you got some things to catch up on at work, or you want to make a change, pick one thing, check it off the list, then grab another. The person on our mastermind call yesterday walked away with 3 or 4 takeaways. Bang, 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 bang. Going to punch them out. Had a great coaching call at the end of last week with a guy that's got to get more in touch with his numbers. He had a weekend's worth of stuff that he came away with. And I said, listen, you don't have to tackle this all at once. Hit this stuff. Let's get back together on Monday. Let's touch base next week and see how you're doing on it. Start tackling it, knock it down. The fun stuff, I've never been much for it. I really have to work. I mean, the not so fun stuff, really have to work at it. Doesn't come naturally to me. On a DISC scale, if you guys have ever heard of DISC assessments, DISC, this dominant, inspirational, steady, and compliant, DISC. And as you might expect, I'm a high I in a like 60% I, 40 D, roughly. And there's a whole bunch to that, your adapted style and how you normally present and all that. But as you might expect, I think Wendy kind of cuts through the middle on that. But, the D's and the I's, they don't love the details. The S's and the C's, you're not typically going to see them on a stage speaking at an event. They're not doing a Facebook Live and streaming to 3 different platforms. Just don't care about that. D and I are like, give me the mic, get out of the way, right? So I have fun with it. I'm having a good time with it. If you joined late, looks like I may have because I posted on Facebook, may have an opportunity to go out toward Memphis and do a talk. So that's going to come together here in the next couple of weeks. We'll see what's going on with that. Never would have guessed on your disc assessment. Yeah, right. You got a problem? We got a problem here. But yeah, gonna keep speaking. If you guys if you know whatever it is, like a high school sports team, it could be a small company, somebody that's got to get their staff pulled together, somebody where their culture is, might be toxic. They need somebody to come in and just say, hey, listen, let's figure this out on a consulting type of basis, but also doing some speaking, whether it's leadership, goal setting, any of that kind of stuff. Love it. Bring it on. Would love to talk to you. Doesn't matter. I'll go, like I said, I'm going to go to Memphis and handle that. So again, guys, on your own stuff, if you don't ask for it, people don't know you want it. All right. So don't be shy. If there's something you've been thinking about doing, figure out what's holding you back. And the quote I'll leave you with is the one that I got today, and my memory is good, but it's short. What is it? Yeah. Have you given yourself permission to go all in yet? Have you given yourself permission to go all in yet? What are you guys holding back on? What are you going short on? Have you burnt the boats? Touch those babies off. There's no plan B. No plan B. Not if you want to do great things. All right. Nothing great ever happened to anybody that had a plan B. Boy, I'll tell you, plan A don't go well. You're pretty well screwed. But anyway, commit to one day at a time. And the call I was on today was about continual performance, performing at a high level continually. What does it take to do that? Doing your very best every day. So you can go to bed at night and go, I did it. We'll pick it up tomorrow. If my very best wasn't good enough today, tough shit, we'll hit it tomorrow. So guys, I got to run. We're going to do our peak call here at the top of the hour. If you have interest in joining the peak, DM me. I'd love to get on a call with you and talk to you about what we're doing. I'm still taking on one-on-one coaching clients. Would love to chat with you or someone that you know that you think could benefit from talking with me. So anyway, I love these check-ins. Next week, I'm going to figure out how to bring some of you guys on so we can have some laughs and get some characters on here. We've done some of that in the past, and I missed that. Just got to figure out how to do it with StreamYard. I'm a little bit challenged there. Bear with me. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been the Summit Live weekly check-in. We'll be back next week. Take care, guys.